Hello, welcome back to part two, I guess, of the GTA 6 sort of info drop from Rockstar Games. I went through the trailer in the last video, um, and we all had a good look at it, didn't we? Yeah, cool stuff, wasn't it? It was really fascinating. So we've got all these other screenshots as well now, haven't we? That have really expanded on what we were shown in trailer 2. Lots of goodies to see. It's been a pretty generous offering, actually, isn't it? You know, we get the trailer 2, and then they're going to drop all these screenshots on us as well. Yeah, it's a nice little sweetener to keep us going for the year into release, isn't it? Yeah. So, yeah, let's have a look. Let's have a look. If you don't know, my name's David. I was an environment artist at Rockstar for 12 years. I left Rockstar in 2023. So I worked on GTA 6 from, I guess, 2018 to 2023. Went on to it after we wrapped up on RDR2. So it's fascinating having a look at all this stuff, because as we've seen, the lighting is just so nice. And they put some secret sauce on all that sort of stuff because everything just looks so different than when I last saw it. And granted, most of my sort of viewing of it was in debug mode and stuff, very much development environment. And when you see it in trailer form, it's a different thing altogether because it is just ultra polished. It's just looking its best, and everything's curated, and it just looks so nice and well presented, and it's amazing, isn't it? Captured on a PS5. I think it's going to be pretty indicative of what we're going to see on the release. um, I think a lot of the minute to minute stuff, you're not going to be getting a lot of the close up camera angles that the trailer's doing, isn't it? That's very cinematic and stuff. So, being a third person game primarily, will be kind of somewhat set back from the views. But, I think that if we get a first person mode, then, yeah, we'll get some real close up looks at stuff, won't we? So it'll be very nice. So let's have a look at this rather nice website that we've got with these lovely transitions. This looks cool, doesn't it? It's quite pleasant just scrolling through. And it's a really well presented sort of introduction to the characters and some of the environments, and we get a good look at all this stuff, don't we? And yeah, I mean, it looks great, doesn't it? And I mean, I'm not an animator, I'm not a character artist. My thing is landscapes, environment art. So a lot of this stuff, I mean, it looks great, doesn't it? There's not a great deal I could say about it. I mean, there's been seems like hundreds of reaction videos and breakdowns and all sorts of stuff. And people like Mike York, he's a character animator. He's got a lot to say about all this stuff, all the character movement, and just how it's all animating and stuff. That's not my thing. That's not my area of expertise. So he does really nice breakdowns of it all, and I've been watching his stuff, and it's fascinating, isn't it? And I think the trailer, it gives a lot of material for the character people, the character artists, the animators. You can really sort of geek out on all that sort of stuff, can't you? But again, it's not my area of expertise, as I say. And of course, there's places like Digital Foundry. Those guys have done really nice, very technical breakdowns of the trailer. And they know far more than I'll ever know about games tech. Because at the end of the day, I'm primarily an artist, and I started off in traditional art. So I'm a traditional artist who learned to use the computer to make stuff for games, and that's always been my thing. And that's what I say to a lot of people who want to be a games artist. I think primarily you need to be a traditional artist. I think that will serve you best, and anyone can learn software. And that's what I did. So in many ways, I'm technically inept. And I mean, some of you noticed that I recorded that trailer 2 video in some stupid low resolution, didn't I? I only noticed when someone pointed it out, and I'm like, yeah, sorry. So I'm not a techie person, so apologies for that. So I know my art, and I've learned the tech, and forgive my waffling as I go through all this, because it's something nice to look at, isn't it? I'll just do a little bit of clicking around and stuff. I'll get to talking about it when it gets to more my area. Um, but working at games companies has definitely made me lazy in the tech department because one of the great things about working at a games company is that the second you have a problem with your computer or something to do with the game or the engine, whatever, you know, um, the first thing you do, is like message IT departments, and professional IT technicians will come straight to your desk and fix any problem you've got. So I would get home, something goes wrong with my PC, and I'm like, IT department, oh no, crap, I've got to do it, and I'm like, oh no, I can't. And it just puts me to sleep. The minute I have a technical problem, I tend to fall asleep. So that's one of the things about, working in a games company. So yeah, forgive my little faux pas with tech and stuff, because that's not what I am. I'm an artist, But yeah, all this sort of stuff. This, I love the art style of the GTA sort of artwork, all this sort of stuff. It's lovely, isn't it? It's almost cel shaded in a certain way, isn't it? But it's got lovely form to it, and the lighting's great, the colors are great, just how they break down the shapes in this art style. But I digress because that's not what we're looking at, is it? Leonida, this is a great introduction to the characters, isn't it? I like it. And they're summarizing the characters' personalities here, aren't they? And sort of really breaking it down. Let's have a look at this one. I like this one with it's funny, I've just been making a set of golf clubs in my current job. So, this one struck me. It's great. But this looks quite nice, isn't it? I'm liking that waterfall in the background as well. I look forward to having a wander around here. I wonder if we can play mini golf. I don't know, maybe. That'd be cool. Hello. Nice. Yeah. Oh, it's Brian's, isn't it? It's Brian's. Hey, Brian. Right, let's go. Let's go. Let's zoom down here. This shot makes me want to just chill out in a pool. Very nice. Vice City. Now this was the first one that like I sort of sat up and went, oh, this is a really nice picture, isn't it? It's like I love it. The color of the water, just the way the city sort of just goes off into the distance. So much of it, And I kind of think that that's a bit of a sheen of oil on the water, isn't that rainbow sort of shimmer to the left of this boat in the middle ground there. I mean, it just looks great, isn't it? And it's packed with stuff as well, isn't it? Yeah, it's great. Let's explore Vice City. Zoom, zoom, zoom. This is really nice, isn't it? Man, I mean, it's just like it again. Everything's so dense, isn't it? But this amount of veg is just really, man. I can't wait to sort of just wander through all this. I mean, it just looks amazing, doesn't it? And in the game, it'll be all kind of like swaying around and just sort of moving, and there'll be sound of the waves lapping on the beach, and yeah, that's gonna be great, isn't it? Oh, right. Another picture here. Again, this is another one of them like amazing, like packed packed images. It just makes me like, you know, giddy with anticipation. I mean, it's great. I mean, I remember a lot of this from before I left Rockstar. I remember a great deal of this city. Not that I did much around here at all, but you're sort of flying around in debug mode, and you have a look, don't you? Um, and it's it's just astounding the amount of the amount that it's been fleshed out. It's just all the little things that weren't there last time I saw it are just all in here. All like a lot of the trees, all the foliage, and all the incidental stuff like these bus stops with the bins, and the cones, and this basketball court stuff, balconies on the buildings and canopies, and just seeing all the birds, every all those little things that just complete the world. And to see those all in, it's amazing, isn't it? And this shot is another one of those amazing shots of the city that just goes on and on and on, doesn't it? And you can just keep looking at stuff. Oh, there's even a helicopter up there on the top left there, isn't there? But, imagine, this city, you're wandering around and, the weather comes in, and we get a storm. And I can just imagine the tops of those skyscrapers are going to be like just in the clouds, aren't they? And just the way the clouds are going to interact with the city, I'm sure will be amazing. I can't wait to see that. But yeah, these are exciting shots, aren't they? And moving on, this guy, yeah, these dudes, nice, lovely. Again, I mean, as I said, like character stuff's not my area, but I mean, it doesn't stop me being able to appreciate them. I mean, it's just the skin is amazing on these characters, isn't it? But I like this guy with his metal detector, and like this old dude's looking at this lady, and he's looking at this lady, and this person up there, this lifeguard's got binoculars, and they almost like look like they're looking over here too, don't they? And she's not happy. This lady on the right, she's definitely not happy. But yeah, cool. More characters, lots of stuff. Or again, I'm all over these sort of wide environmental shots. They just look so cool, don't they? And look at it. I mean, the city at night is just all these lights bouncing around, and all the little stuff. You can just pour over these guys, and we all are, aren't we? Of course, we're all just like pouring over them, communally salivating over images. Nice image, yeah, cool. But it's just, yeah, it's exciting, isn't it? Let's leave Vice City and move down. We've got Booby Ike. Yeah, I quite like his jacket here. This is quite nice, isn't it? Got the gold thread going on there. Yeah, very nice. But let's keep going. Let's keep going. It's all very fancy, isn't it? But again, another lovely environmental shot. Leonida Keys. Yeah, another area that has been fleshed out tremendously. Yeah, it's just great, isn't it? I mean, look at this here. I'm loving this water. It just looks great. But, the composition of these shots is really well chosen as well, I think, isn't it? We're sort of just getting led along the keys, and then the cities in the background, And Rockstar are really clever, aren't they? They're giving us a great idea of the scale of this. And if you follow it up here, you can sort of look at these chimneys over on the top left, and that transmitter mast that's standing really tall up there. And these are waypoints, aren't they? And in some of the other environment shots, you can see those from another angle. So it's really good at giving us an idea of the size that we come to expect. And that is massive, isn't it? Just in that one shot, it's absolutely huge. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. So we keep seeing little lizards, don't we? It's making me think, do we have a lot of lizards running around Florida? These little guys, or are they escaped pets? Cool. The rusty anchor. Cool. Yep. And this shot here, it just looks great, doesn't it? It promises lots of underwater exploration and shenanigans, doesn't it? And in the real world, like Florida is riddled with subterranean waterways, isn't it? Although it's, I think, mostly based on limestone, isn't it, Florida? And so there's lots of caves and stuff, and you can go down one sinkhole and follow it miles and miles and pop up in another somewhere. So I have no idea, but I kind of hope that these things are integrated, and we can explore caves under the water. That's not me hinting. I don't know. I literally don't know. But, that would be cool, wouldn't it? But at least we're going to have a lot of this sort of stuff because there's so much water around those islands, isn't there? There's just so much. Water's a very large feature in this game, isn't it? Going to be great. I look forward to that. Uh, so yeah, again, and the screenshots are sort of bearing that out, aren't they? There's a great deal of focus on sort of marine stuff all over here. Yeah, cool. I bet there's going to be loads of boats you can drive and all sorts of cool stuff. So, moving on, some more character stuff. More character stuff. Hello, they all look very fun. Sure, we'll get to know these lot. Grass, grass rivers. So, it's looking like the Everglades type stuff, isn't it? Let's explore grass rivers, the wetlands. Yeah, yeah. And in real life, the Everglades are vast, aren't they? There's all sorts of stuff going on there. And yeah, this is odd characters and so there we go. Look, there's that mast in the sort of upper left. Those smokestacks over on the sort of right there. So we're on the other side of those from those previous shots. There's a city in the background. So there's a great deal of land in between these 2 points, isn't there? Yeah, it's just so dense again. Everything that I keep seeing about Trailer 2 and all these pictures is dense, isn't it? Um, and that's all new to me because I left at a point in development much earlier than this, 2 years ago. So there's an awful lot of work can get done in 2 years. So it's lovely to see it. It's really interesting and fascinating, and it's like they've done such a great job of putting all this stuff in. It's just really exciting. And notice, look at the vibe of the water is very different, isn't it, up here? We've got the green tones rather than those lovely blue tones of the key islands and stuff. Um, a whole different vibe going on. I like this picture as well. It's very menacing, isn't it? These crocodiles coming in from all angles. Yeah, that's great. And very exciting shot of the Everglades, isn't it? To some degree, it seems like they'll be traversable, and I'm sure there'll be some, off-road vehicles that are going to be really well suited to mud and stuff in all these areas. And there's the fan boat things as well. That I guess you'll be able to skim through all these areas, probably much quite quicker than in cars, maybe. But yeah, all that foliage there. There's so much room for secret things and stuff in this sort of stuff, isn't there? Yeah, it's great to see. It's great to see. It's moving on. Hello, ladies. Yeah, good, good, good. Lovely. I love the sort of movement to all this. This is really well presented, isn't it? Port Gellhorn. Port Gellhorn. Hello. It's quite grimy, isn't it? This sort of spot. Yeah, it's sort of full of motels and sort of slightly grotty and grimy, and all these guys here having a bit of their own foliage in the background, isn't it? Cool. Wow, look at the size of that plant there. That's a healthy specimen, isn't it? Cool. Right. Da, 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 da. Lovely, lovely. Right, yeah. All good. Port Gellhorn. More stuff. Paul Bautista. He looks like a cool guy, doesn't he? In his linen shirt. Look at that. Oh. Yeah, I look forward to meeting all these people in the game. I guess we all do, don't we? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Ambrosia. Explore Ambrosia. Now, we're getting towards more areas that I feel a little bit more at home with. Um, this is a cool image, isn't it? I think this tells us a lot as well. A bit of height for one thing, isn't it? As we know, Florida's a pretty flat place, isn't it? So it's nice to see a bit of elevation going on. Um, and it makes you very curious as to what's up there, isn't it? Let's check this one out as well. Very industrial looking, isn't it? Yeah, but all those lights twinkling out. I mean, it just feels like a very expansive world, doesn't it? Much more so than GTA 5 felt. I think GTA 5's map There was a lot of visual interruptions with hills and mountains and stuff, to give it that sort of variety. Whereas this map, it's got that open, expansive feel, hasn't it? And distance. These shots they're very clear in portraying that, aren't they? It's doing a good job in getting that across. So lots to explore. This one here, I mean, these look like fields on fire, don't they? Yeah, cool. And the sun's just sort of shining through all these smoke and stuff. Yeah, excellent. So, thank you, ladies, cleaning the car. What's going on here, Brian? Yeah, Brian, this is a really good shot, isn't it? I mean, that looks like it almost looks real, doesn't it? And it's a good example of the arm hair. If you watch Digital Foundry's breakdown, they were talking about the arm hair, and it does look great, doesn't it? A lot of these characters have got really cool arm hair. Yeah, nice, lovely, and all the reflections in his glasses as well. Yeah, amazing, stunning. So let's go on there. Oof, nice shadows. Let's check that out. I like clicking on all these images, they expand out and then it gives you more in the periphery, doesn't it? You can glean quite a lot of stuff from the outer edges of these pictures. But there we go. Ah, Mount Caliga. Mount Caliga. Yeah, there we go. I mean, for me, this has got some of the most interesting pictures and stuff, So this was much more home for me in this sort of region. And I mean, it looks gorgeous, doesn't it? That shot there, that looks pretty familiar. It's awesome. And I mean, look at all that mud as well. Oh, a little raccoon in the background as well. Yeah. Dirt bike racing. Yeah, that could be fun, couldn't it? That looks great. But yeah, this shot is yeah, really nice. I kind of wish it just sort of moved down a little bit to give me a bit more information, but it does look very familiar. Yeah. Um, yeah, lovely hillsides, aren't they? Trees and, just stuff that you want to go and explore. It's full of promise, isn't it? Yeah, it's great. And like, wow. I guess that looks like a sort of deer type creature. I guess they've just hunted. But look at that. Oh my God, all this foliage just looks stunning. The grass. Can't wait to sort of, presumably, maybe we can do a bit of hunting. That'd be great. Yeah. And I think perhaps one of the nicest images environmentally that we've been shown. This, isn't it gorgeous? I mean, it's very striking to me, the advancements in the lighting since I last saw it. It's really interesting, that they're so good to the point where it's like it's almost difficult to recognize areas in some ways, and it's just really looking nice. Um, yeah, it's just and it's lovely to see this as well, isn't you know, it yeah. It's stunning, isn't it? Yeah, but it's a lovely little reveal that we've got quite a varied map by the looks of all this offering, isn't it? There's a lot of different areas, and how different could this be than all the other environmental areas we've seen, like the Keys, Port Gellhorn, all those very kind of coastal and low-lying areas, Everglades and stuff. Yeah, this is my idea of an amazing map. There's variety and it just, yeah, I love this shot. It just looks great, I think. Yeah, it looks brilliant. Wow. And more lovely, lovely way of showing off the water tech here. And is this the return of the evil cougars? No doubt. I'm wondering whether they're using my old chum's Mike York's cougar animations. I wonder. But yeah, it looks cool. It looks really good, doesn't it? Just all that real-time lighting in the water. Um, Look at that little deer over there, on the top right there. He's just sort of chilling out, isn't he? Looking at the cougar approaching. Uh, oh yeah, looks great. It's really nice. And a final one here. Great kayaking up the rivers. Rivers are close to my heart. And yeah, that's my idea of a great time in a game, isn't it? If you can sort of kayak around. Yeah, man, great. It's great to see. And I mean, look, it's a really good shot, this, because look at the angle of the splashes we've got with his paddles here. He's brought that paddle up on the left side, and the water is coming up from it, isn't it? And he's going down into this splash on the right hand side. So there's a lot of good stuff happening here, and it just, yeah, just the fidelity of it is amazing. And so we've got a train going over there as well, I mean, by the looks of it. Um, and some lovely rock assets just sitting beautifully in there. It's a real piece of work. Yeah, I think they've teased us sufficiently with this, haven't they? There's a lot of good stuff here. And yeah, I think that's it. I like the way it sort of comes to the end, doesn't it? Goodbye. Open up. Goodbye. Yeah, that's cool. It's a nice touch. But yeah, I mean, I like this. These were my favorites all here. And I have a lot of people asking, like, can you take us exactly through what you did and stuff? And it's not a done thing, because let's not forget, it's been 2 years since I've left Rockstar nearly. And, even though I might recognize some areas that I've worked on, it's would be a disservice to all my buddies at Rockstar, the artists, the art team, who've probably gone over stuff I did. It's highly unlikely that anything I did has remained intact in 2 years, and 3 years by release. Because that's the nature of it. It's iterative. So you put stuff in, and then there'll be passes. There'll be the improvements in the tech, in the blending, in the textures. So it's inevitable. I mean, maybe the essence of what I've put in might remain largely intact, but other artists will have done stuff on it and around it. So it's wholly inappropriate for me to go and say, like, hey, I did this, look at that, I did this, I did that, can't do it. I wouldn't want to do it. So I'm very content with knowing that, I'm sure some of the areas are there for the most part. It's all good. It's all good. So yeah, I'm sorry if I can't get super specific, but I don't do that. And I don't think Rockstar would want me to do that either. And that goes for GTA 5 and RDR2 as well. I try to keep it broad, because, yeah, it's a collaborative effort. A lot of us worked on it, and it's, we all did it together. So yeah, I mean, I guess that's pretty much all I've got to say about all these screenshots. It's lovely to see them, and well done, everyone at Rockstar, because I think it's done its job. It's whet our appetite sufficiently, and we all can't wait to see more, can we? And it's given us a good idea of the world and what we've got there, and what we can look forward to for playing. So yeah, I guess that's it for now. And take it easy. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again at some point. See you later.